Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Fire Down NFL podcast with me, Jim, Finn, Punk Raider, and Denver Dave. We're top at NFL, boys. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
It's like a month till Christmas. If you don't hear from me next week, it's because someone's thrown me out of a loft while trying to find decorations or something.
We've already done ours. I'm surrounded by boxes, look. I had to go into
Oh
the
my
loft when I was
goodness.
ill. Yeah.
Very festive.
We've got our decorations up before John Lewis. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm still struggling with a cold, but hopefully it'll be Jim and not Dim at some point when this takes hold. We're here to do the picks for week 13. Before we do the picks for week 13, we'll go through what we did wrong in week 12 and look at the wrong uns. Thank you very much, Simon, for coming on doing the picks last week. Simon, the Giants fan, who gets to see Daniel Jones move off to another team in the interim. So, a couple of games where we all got them wrong, unfortunately. Texans-Titans. Who would have thought that Will Levis would get a win over the Texans in Houston? And also those poor Commanders managing to lose to the Cowboys. None of us saw that coming, so we all took an L on that one. There was one game where four of us got it wrong, and that was the Steelers-Browns. Only Punk picked the Browns.
I thank you.
For the snow. And both
You
Dave and I
lot
doubled
sitting
down
there
on the Steelers.
taking it out of me last week. Why are you picking the Browns? I thought it was the most obvious pick going, to be honest, but there you go.
They've talked about
Oh.
dog's ass and sunshine.
Oh, Lord of hindsight. There we are.
Come on. Even you had to admit afterwards when you asked me why I picked the Browns, and I said it was fairly simple in that the Steelers were coming off a short week, had been facing a battering game against the Ravens, and let's be honest, we're probably not particularly up for playing in the snow on a Thursday night. So
But
yeah,
one
it
thing
had all
that
the
made me-
makings of an upset.
the one thing that made me think that it wasn't going to be that, though, was because the only team that they hate more than the Ravens is the Browns. But yeah, they just weren't able to rise to the occasion,
Couldn't
unfortunately.
raise their game.
We've
enough.
been through this. We've been through this. There's one
Yeah.
game where three of us got it wrong, and that was the Cardinals Seahawks. So me, Dave, and Simon picked the Cardinals. Punk and Finn went for the Seahawks. Congratulations on that one.
See,
Two
reverse Uno
games.
doesn't work.
Yeah. Two games where two of us got it wrong. Vikings Bears. Me and Simon picked the Bears over the Vikings. Finn, you doubled down on the Vikings. Ravens Chargers. Again, me and Simon picked the Chargers. Those didn't work out for us. And then there were three island games. So, Punk, you picked the Giants over the Buccaneers. Oh, Mr. Hindsight. You also picked the Raiders over the Broncos. So there we go. And the Packers 49ers. Dave, you picked the 49ers.
Yeah, that's
Tell
because
us
I'm
why.
a moron.
Well, there you go.
I'm
and
pretty
Punk to
certain I
double
didn't
down.
pick the Giants over the Buccaneers.
You did.
Oh, here we go.
I think
Truth
we'll have to
playing
have
with
a
the picks
strict
again.
inquiry on that
Not
one.
again, Punk. I'm sorry if your dementia's kicking in, but you didn't.
Every
I mean,
week,
so
Jim.
far, Jim has got a 100% record on this. What game is it?
Giants Bucks.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Dead air. That's always good on the podcast.
Jim
Have
can
to
edit
cut
it
into it,
out.
aren't I? I'm not going to keep this in anyway because you'll find out you're wrong. So
I find out I'm right. There's no way I'm picking the Giants over the Bucks.
You got to keep it in when he's right.
I'll find out. Colder than Tampa.
Well, it's how much colder than Tampa is what I'm thinking.
It's minus 90.
I think it's all frozen over quite
Too cold for an Italian.
the way it is here at the minute, if it's anything like that. Do you know what? Tampa play really well against good teams. They tend to play poorly against poor teams.
Ooh.
The Giants, every player
did I convince
got to
myself?
be thinking they're playing for their lives and their contracts and so on and so forth.
Maybe I did.
You allowed him to double down on the Bucks.
They
Remember?
got Tommy playing quarterback. Do you know what? I'm going to go with the Giants.
I did.
They got Tommy to be.
Disgraceful.
And the
Disgraceful.
truth
Oh,
shall
no.
set you
Put
free.
that in my head.
2 out of
2
2
weeks
for Jim.
running.
Oh no!
Even
Put
Sol-
that in
Sol-
my head.
Even
That's
Saul
dreadful.
Goodman couldn't defend you from that.
Guilty as
Oh.
charged.
Hell. What do you think? Let's make it
It's
up.
weird
Oh,
because
yeah,
on my thing, I've got the Bucks.
Punk picked
So
the
I
Gi-
must
But
have
of course
changed
you
it
did.
whilst we were talking about
Of
it.
course you did, because you sobered up
Dude.
after the pod and you went, "Oh, what am I doing?"
Delete that pod. Delete that app. It's the best thing you'll ever do.
Well, I always do the app before I do the pod, so I've got an idea of where I'm going. But
Then you convinced yourself otherwise. You heard it, right? You
yeah,
talked
yeah,
yourself
that's
into
what
that.
I'm saying. I need to stop. I need to actually follow what I put in the app rather than changing my mind just because you lot are boring.
Oh, okay.
I should get
Oh,
some
Our
yeah.
props.
fault, you picking the wrong
I
thing.
should get some props, by the way, for finding that so quickly. Just
You,
saying.
you are very good at scrubbing
Yeah.
the right time point. I'll give you that.
It's like
Anyway.
my only talent in the world, and unfortunately, it doesn't endear me to any form of employment that's meaningful.
There is a job for that. Um, so, with all that being said, it means that unfortunately, I was the worst performer this week with 7-6 record.
Oh, what a shame.
7 and 6.
Yeah, Dave,
Is that
you
the
were
worst
hot
of
on
the
my heels.
season?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for me, yeah.
No, I mean for anybody. It's got to be there.
No, the people had a 5-win week. Actually.
Oh, did they?
God,
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's
pretty
a
rough.
that was their best week.
You've had a 6-win week, Punk.
Have I? Are
Yeah,
you sure?
Week-
Do we need to
week
go and
3.
check that one?
yeah. We can confirm it if you want, but yeah, you had it in week 3.
It's all right.
So hot on my heels was Dave with 8 and 5, and we both lost our double downs. Then it was the people, Simon with 8 and 6. He got his double down, so he went one ahead of me there. And then Punk, you went 10 and 4 with your double down. But winner for the week,
Oh,
for only the second time since week 1, it was Finn with 11 and 3 with your double down coming in. So congratulations, Finn.
about bloody time.
Yeah, there we go. It means in the standings that I am now on top with just a 1-point lead at 129. Dave has 128. Punk has 117. Sorry, Finn, you've got 125. Missed you completely there. And the people were 107. So right in the middle there, Finn. Just a couple away from Dave. So that is the table at the moment. Okay, on to week 13. We need a new person for the picks. We have a new person for the picks. And that is Angus, the Bills fan. Angus, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. Yes, good.
Excellent, excellent. Good season so far for yourselves.
Yeah, better than I thought it would be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, better than I thought it was going to be as well for the bloody Bills.
Not
So, still
me.
hanging around,
I
aren't they?
thought the Bills were going to be great, and they have been. So
Yeah,
No receivers doesn't seem to matter. But
apparently not.
I mean, the Steelers are doing well without a quarterback. So you know,
anyway, I think you've only got 2, Dave. So we're going to do the games for week 13. It's Thanksgiving, so we've got 16 games. No one's having the week off this week. So we're going to go through them in order that I've got here from sleeper.com. We're going to start with Thanksgiving, which is Thursday night. And the first game of the weekend is the Chicago Bears at Detroit Lions. NFC North divisional matchup. Angus, as our guest, who are you going for, mate, and why?
It's got to be the Lions, I think.
Yep.
There's not a scenario I don't think where the Bears come out from this. With the way Detroit are playing in Detroit, I just don't think it's possible at all.
They're not bad away either, are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Punk.
Completely agree. I don't see a way that Chicago wins this. Caleb Williams is not the anointed one, as you lot were leading me to believe at the beginning of the season.
that's only because he's playing in Chicago. Chicago could ruin anyone.
This is true. This is true. But no, yeah, easy. I won't say easy because no game in the NFL is easy, but I think a comfortable Lions win.
I think we know where Dave's going. Finn, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with everything that's been said.
Sounds like a sweep to me. So Lions for everyone. Fair enough. That was the first game of the weekend. Next one up is the Giants at the Cowboys, NFC East. So Dave, who do you
Well,
want?
Dallas won 14 of the last 15 meetings between the two of them.
Yeah,
And the
a
one
different
single,
season though.
yeah, the one single game where the Giants did win was a game between Andy Dalton and Daniel Jones. What a matchup that is! And if you actually combine the difference between the two of them, the Cowboys have outscored the Giants by 211 points. So 71 will do on this occasion, but yeah, I'm going Cowboys.
Points to a Giants win, doesn't it?
not with Tommy DeVito playing quarterback, it doesn't.
Probably Drew Lock actually, because Tommy DeVito is injured.
Oh, is he?
He's
Oh, if it's
struggling
Drew
to
Lockett,
make the game.
Drew Lockett makes me think, but no, I'm still going to go Dallas.
ex-Broncos quarterback. Yeah,
I
so-
just honestly think that New York have got this mental block against them. They just, no matter what happens, what form they're in, they just get destroyed consistently, time and time again.
How about you, Finn? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't really trust either of these teams. But I'm gonna edge it to the Cowboys.
Okay, Angus.
Yeah, providing Mike McCarthy isn't given a chance to punt and then fake punt it, I think Dallas are gonna. I think it's an easy one for. Well, not easy, but
Yeah.
yeah, Dallas.
Anything to say for the Giants, then, Punk?
Well, you know how every so often these weird and wonderful results happen. Kind of like last week where, the Browns were comfortably beating the Steelers. I think that a higher being, if they haven't put any curtains up in the state, no, I can't do it. It's Cowboys.
If there's a God, he's got bigger
I
things to
can't do
worry
it.
about than making the
can't do it.
Giants win a game.
No,
Come on.
even if they haven't put the curtains up in the stadium, I just don't see how the Giants can win this. So,
True
yeah,
that.
Dallas, unfortunately.
Sounds like a sweep then again. So we've got one more game on Thanksgiving, and that is the Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. So,
Good
Dave,
game. I'm not going first. I went first
Yeah, you
last
are.
time. Someone else can go.
Can we get a weather update and then I'll go
I'll
first?
go first. It's going to be
I'll do the weather.
Tua's playing. It ain't happening. Green Bay.
Green Bay weather. Tua's record in
It's dreadful in the
cold
cold.
weather is absolutely atrocious. -1. I'm
Green
going
Bay for me.
Green Bay.
Angus,
There
anything
we
to say
go.
for that one, or are you going for Packers
Yeah,
as
no,
well?
I'm glad everyone's going Green Bay because if Miami lose and we win, then we win. Buffalo wins the division. So I was going Green Bay no matter what because I'm trying to push it to what's happening.
And the Broncos could do with Miami losing as well because it pushes us one stage further with
Ah.
the playoffs involved because
Don't
Miami are
get
the one of
too
the teams
far ahead
chasing
of
us.
yourself.
I'm
Don't
just
you,
saying,
bro.
man.
Gotta get that
I'm
in there, hasn't he?
just saying. Listen, I'm a Broncos fan. I've not spoken about the playoffs for a long time. Got to get it in there.
Okay, so it's another sweep. So
Yeah.
we've got 3 sweeps on the 3 Thanksgiving games. There you go. You can go and do something else instead. On to Friday night, and that is an AFC West matchup of the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Finn.
I would have gone, and I would have been happy to go with the Raiders, but I
Yeah.
don't trust the Raiders.
Nor should you.
So on that, I'm going with the Chiefs. But I could see a Raiders upset, but I think
But you're not
I have
picking
to. But I'm not picking it because I trust the Chiefs more in this.
Okay. Angus, how about you?
No, I think I kind of agree. There is for me, there's a significant possibility there could be some upset because if I remember the last time they played them, it was a bit close.
Mhm.
And then they've always seemed every so often there's always one where they're like, oh God, the Raiders have actually beaten the Chiefs somehow, and then but I don't think that's happening. I think the Chiefs are still going to get it.
Until the Bills beat the Chiefs the other week, we were the last team to beat them.
Really?
you were,
Wow.
yeah.
Christmas Day last year. So
Wow. And you're all welcome, by the way, for the other week.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You may have heard the joy in our voices as it was happening.
It's been long since extinguished. So, Dave, how about you?
Punk, remind me, who's your quarterback this week? 'Cause,
Oh, most likely to be Aidan O'Connell, seeing as he's back in practice after his broken thumb and Gardner Minshew's out for the season. But
no, is he done now?
yeah, he broke his collarbone last week.
Yikes.
Thing is, as I said in the last pod, the Raiders' defense is surprisingly good.
Would you like me to go? And that might help you.
Nah, I can't. It's too close at the top. Jim's not going to go Raiders, and I don't really want to fancy chancing it. So, as a tactical, I'm going to go Chiefs because just because
Covering the spread.
the Raiders do tend to push the Chiefs close historically.
You are,
I just can't see this offense keep it up.
and that's the problem. If we had a half competent offense, I would pick the Raiders. Absolutely, 100%. We don't have a half competent offense. The defense, as you quite rightly said, is good enough and
It's
is
fine.
playing
It's
well
absolutely
enough
fine.
to keep this team in the game. But I've not seen. There's not even a Josh Jacobs anymore where you can just give it to him 35 times and tell him to run it
Well,
down.
there is. It's just not playing for you.
Well, it's not because
He's
doesn't
doing a
count,
terrific job
does
in
it?
Green
He'll have
Bay.
played earlier in the day. He'll be tucking into his turkey dinner by then. So yeah, no, it's I can't do it. Even trying to reverse triple Uno myself,
Mm.
I can't see it. So I'm going to be. Oh God, yeah, I got to pick the Chiefs.
Feels dirty.
Sounds like another sweep to me. We got four games and four sweeps, boys. What's going on?
Let's mix
It's,
it up,
listen,
chaps.
Let's get on
it's
to
not the most
Sunday.
competitive week. Let's be honest.
But it's not in the early games, no.
No.
Let's do Sunday then. So 6 o'clock, we've got about 7 games, I think. The first one up here I've got is the LA Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. So Punk.
This is a tricky one for me.
No, is it bollocks?
You love the Falcons, though.
Atlanta
Against the
absolutely
Chargers.
dumped the bed against the Broncos the other week, but have had a bye week to fix themselves and sort it all out. Also, they're much better at home than they are away. Chargers, very good, starting to look like the team that we thought they would. I don't know, man. I just got a sneaky feeling I'm going to go Falcons for this one. Chargers are not going to win out. It's just not possible. They're going to lose the odd game. I think this could be one of the ones they lose with the Falcons coming off the bye.
Angus?
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look through the schedule that they've just played in the for the Chargers schedule anyway.
Yeah.
I was thinking before this when I was looking at the game, I thought this would be the first one that genuinely would be a tricky one to call. I was also going to go Falcons as well because I think when they want to, they can actually. They have the squad to do it. So yeah, I'm going to go with Falcons.
Wow. Okay. So it's 2 for the Falcons. Finn, how about you?
I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Yeah. No points at all.
Yeah.
No, I think I agree with what's been said. I think we've seen what the Falcons can do. And yes, they're coming off a bye, but I just also feel they've got this self-destruct in them at the moment, and they're not quite there. And the Chargers have grown in to the system, and they've gone from strength to strength throughout the season. Obviously, a loss last week, but I think they just sort of played a better team last week in every sort of way. So I'm going to back the Chargers in this one.
And Dave?
Chargers, because last time the Falcons played, they were so bad. The swing around in order for them to beat a team like the Chargers, even though they're at home, is going to have to be substantial. They've still got 1 or 2 injuries on the back end as well. Their middle linebacker core is skinny, and they're not getting any explosive plays. If it's me, I'm sticking Penix in, saying why not? You're not facing an explosive pass rush that's going to put pressure on you. You've got a half decent offensive line. Hand off to Bijan and a couple of play actions and get his feet under the table with a view to trading Cousins to the New York Jets in the summer. So,
Bosa and Mac, they've got no pass rush.
No, easy.
Bosa's, hang on, let me check. Yeah, it's November. Bosa will be injured, as always.
Well, he got a sack last week.
He'll be injured, as always. And Mac's not the same animal as he used to be. He's this old, knackered lion that used to be fierce and is now just in the retirement home. So, yeah, you'll have to excuse me if I'm not quivering with fear. So, yeah.
I'd love you to say it to his face, Dave. I'd love you to say it to his face.
I'll hit him up on WhatsApp, see what it says.
Well, it's a 3-2 split, so I'm going to go for the Chargers over the Falcons. Yeah, Falcons lost their last 2 games and they didn't look convincing at all. Obviously, a bye week would help, but Chargers are pretty strong, so I'm going to go for them. Next up, then, it's the AFC North matchup of the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. So, Angus, what do you reckon?
I think we're in for another AFC North, like, kind of just battle of the defenses in pretty poor weather, even if it is supposed to be nice. I don't know the weather. Tricky. I think I'm going to go Pittsburgh, though. I think just the way they've been playing in those AFC North matches. I think, yeah.
Weather Cincinnati on Sunday -2.
No.
That's like a summer for them, isn't it?
It's basically
snowing or
no. Sun.
Just cold. Just cold.
No, sun. Yeah, just cold.
Okay.
Dave, how about you then?
I am going to go Bengals. I think it'll be a low-scoring game.
I've already written it down, by the way.
Yeah, I know. When it comes down to that key third down or that key moment, I just trust Burrow a little bit more. I think the Steelers are the team that can beat them, though, at the moment, without any shadow of a doubt.
Okay. Punk?
This is a tricky one. You've basically got the two strengths of the Bengals offense and the Steelers defense, and it's whoever comes out on top there that I think wins it. Joe Burrow for me is in that MVP conversation. He's right up there. He's playing some of the best football I think he's played in his career so far.
Despite the rest of his team.
Despite the rest of his team, him and Jamar Chase are just putting the team on their backs and saying, "Let's do it." I'm also going to go Bengals, but it's not a confident pick by any means. I think Pittsburgh could pull this out the fire, especially after that demoralizing loss last week to the Browns.
Ben, how about you?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this one.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very close game. I just think that the fact that it is all going to be on Burrows and Chase is going to hinder them. And yes, we've seen they can do it, but all it's going to take is for something to not quite click with them. And we know how bad the Bengals defense is. I think the Steelers offense is just going to walk right through. So based on that, I'm going with the Steelers.
Okay, so it's a 3-2 split in the picks. 3 for the Bengals, 2 for the Steelers. So on to the next game then. That is the Texans at the Jags. So, Dave.
Jags are terrible. Texans. I'm not even going to go into any detail.
All right. Ben?
Texans, Jags are continuing the tank.
Angus?
Yeah, Texans. No, nothing else. Yeah, just Texans.
That's how bad the Jags are.
Is Trevor Lawrence back for this game?
Doesn't matter.
I think so.
I'd rather have Jennifer Lawrence playing.
You know how you get those sneaky weird results?
Yeah.
This could be one of them.
You think
But
it's
I'm still
going
going
to
to
be a
pick the
Texans?
Texans because I don't think that Jags defense can stand up long enough.
Oh, man. Do I stick with my Jags pick?
Go on, do it.
Do it.
Go
Do
on.
it. Here
Be a
chorus of
man.
double down.
No, I'll go Texans then. I'm not-
Oh, look at you going with the tactical Meridian in week 12. What's
Don't
wrong
blame him.
I'm only ahead by 1 point. I've got
I've
to
done
be
the same
careful now.
thing.
Getting scared.
It's
I am
one
very
phantom
scared.
point ahead.
Very scared. Let's do the Arizona Cardinals at the Minnesota Vikings. So, Angus, what do you reckon there, mate?
I think it'll be weirdly close. Well, not weirdly close because the Cardinals can do it, but
Yeah.
I still think Vikings, just the way they've played, there's a few options the Cardinals have, and if the Vikings can stop them, then it's the Vikings will just go kind of run away with it a little bit. That being said, I don't actually think it'll be a runaway. I think it'll be quite close, but the Vikings will
Squeak it
get
out.
it.
Okay. Dave.
So the Vikings are number 1 at stopping the run this season. So the Cards passing game is going to have to compensate. But so far, they're averaging a smidge over 200 yards a game, which is less than Cleveland and the Raiders. So mi dinero está los morado. I'm going for the purple.
Sorry, I don't speak Greek.
I mean, it was a good shout.
Punk.
I think this could be Cardinals are in that kind of transitional team phase where they're really good for a couple of weeks, then they're really bad for a couple of weeks.
I said this. They go good,
they
bad,
just
good, bad. You lot laughed at me.
Well, no, it's not as simple as good, bad, good, bad. It's
Yes.
there's a little bit more to it than that.
We did laugh when you went bad and then they won the game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So,
On the flip side, Minnesota seemed to be quite capable of shooting themselves in the foot, considering how they were playing earlier in the season. So I think this could be a close game. It could be a barnstormer of a game, to be honest, if both are on it. I'm going to give the edge to the Vikings just because they're at home. And I think, like Dave said, I think their defense is better equipped to stop the Cardinals than the Cardinals' defense is to stop the Vikings. So, yeah, Vikings for me.
I'm going to assume, Finn, you're picking the Vikings rather than the Cardinals.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a
Absolutely.
sweep for the Vikings. Well, especially if Daniel Jones gets in. Jeez. So then we've got the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. So, Dave, who are you picking here?
Colts at Patriots. Oh, God.
Yeah. Strap in.
What a
Easy.
thriller this is.
Colts because they're less terrible, despite having an awful quarterback. But never
You're an
mind.
idiot. How you can rate quarterbacks? Funk.
This has got 9-3 written all over it to me.
Beautiful.
So, as it's cold, as it's outdoors, as it's in New England, I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Okay, Angus.
See what the weather. I agree. The weather will be a big one as well. But I
Hang
think.
on, let me check that.
Oh yeah.
Is it in Foxborough?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't matter where it is, it's outdoors.
Well, this is true. 3 degrees. Oh, it's like a summer.
That's 5 degrees better than in Cincinnati.
I'd
I'm
even
gonna say
go
that for
I'd
every
go
temperature.
I'd go for tour on that day.
I'm second guessing myself now because I did have Indy to win this one, but
Mhm.
I don't. I know I'm going to stay Indy. I'm going to stay Indy.
Okay. Finn.
I've also gone with the Patriots,
Ooh.
but I don't think it's going to be a good game in any sense.
No, don't watch
Danny
any of
Punk.
it for crying out loud. Just look at the score at the end.
I'm going for the Colts. I just think they're better
Standard.
than the Patriots. Yeah. Let's do the Seattle Seahawks at the New York Football Jets. Finn, your team, mate.
Yes,
You going
mate,
for them?
I am. I've given up with
Ooh.
this reverse Uno bull, and now we've got a little bit of a run.
Back 'em or sack 'em.
I'm going to back them. Silks for me, baby.
Okay. Dave?
Seattle haven't been good since they traded DK Metcalf, but I think this will be their get right game, so I am going to go Seattle.
You really are dragging that out now.
Please stop that joke. All right.
It's such a good one.
I was
Angus,
dead
how about you?
confused. I was dead confused then. I thought I'd missed something.
That's all right. That's all
Yeah.
right. You're not the only one.
So did I. It's all right.
I just think, I just think that Aaron Rodgers' football team has been completely underwhelming all season. So Seattle again.
Must be nice to see how badly they've imploded again. Obviously, Angus things. So
Oh well,
obviously,
who was it
before
that
the season
said-
started?
Who was it that said they were gonna take the AFC, take the whole AFC or something like that?
I said they'd
Him.
win the division.
Yeah, well, no. Ha 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 ha. That's what I was
Yes, unfortunately, I do appear to have got that one wrong. But
First time
Oh.
ever. First time for everything, hey punk.
exactly.
So who are you picking then? Are you picking your Jets or are you picking the Seahawks?
This is that stupid west to east decent team playing. Seahawks are very capable of completely in the bed on this. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to pick my Jets.
Oh, I'll double down on the Seahawks, please.
Double down.
No
There you
time
go.
to waste on that one. Dave, you can wait until the end. But okay.
Yeah. You know me, I love being premature.
I do. I've heard the rumors.
Sounds weird.
Let's
Very quick.
roll that back very quickly. Yeah. I've heard the rumors. We can all read in toilet stalls. The other 6:00 game is the Tennessee Titans at the Washington Commanders. So, Dave.
The Titans' defense is a funny one. It's like a mystery wrapped inside an enigma.
Yeah.
So they're the number 1 ranked defense against the pass. They're the 8th ranked defense against the run. However, they've got the 6th worst defense based on points conceded per game. I mean, it might be because, their dog quarterbacks turned the ball over and the opposition have only got 20 yards to run and getting a touchdown. But with Jaden Daniels struggling a bit at the moment, I'm half tempted to side with the defense, but to quote the Black Eyed Peas, I got a feeling, so I'm going DC.
Hang on, that was
Sticking with
21st century reference. Are you a
I
fan?
know.
Washington.
I'm getting like postmodern.
Okay. Angus.
Well, all I can remember from Tennessee is aside from them beating the Texans, they did beat the Texans, didn't
They
they?
did.
beat
Yeah.
Good. I didn't think I'd like some sort of imagine that. Aside from that, they did. All I can remember is them holding the Bills to a close game in the first half when we played them.
hmm
So I could see a trap game coming, but I still think Washington will get it.
Okay. Finn.
Yeah, I kept changing my mind on this one. Like the chaps have said, sort of the Titans D can hold up. Commanders have got no run game at the moment. But it's Levis. I just can't back Levis.
He
So-
does make it hard, doesn't he?
Commanders for me.
Commanders and Punk. Commander Punk.
It's one of those. I am no longer Commander Punk. I'm going. I've been asked by far too many Commander fans to jump off the bandwagon. So
Too right.
uh,
Bloody hell, 3 losses in a row thanks to you.
I am teamless again as of now. Right. This game, I can very easily see a world in which Tennessee wins this because Washington have not been good the last 3 games. Having said that, they've got the firepower to get the points on the board, and I like the rest of you cannot trust Will Levis to complete his dinner, let alone a pass. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Commanders.
Not unless it's covered in mayonnaise. It is a sweep for the Commanders in the picks. So 9:05, we've got 2 games. The first one up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers NFC South matchup. So Finn, you pick.
I am going with the Bucks in this one.
Mhm.
Panthers kept it close last week against the Chiefs.
Certainly did.
We know that the Chiefs aren't.
They're shot.
They're not quite the Chiefs of the Chiefs past. So I'm going with the Bucks.
Okay. Punk.
Well, Bryce Young was genuinely good last week. I think
He
that's
was.
best performance that I've seen him put in. Having said that, I don't trust this Panthers team at all, so I'm going to go with the Bucks. Regardless of injuries, I think Baker's just determined to drag this team as far as he can this season. So yeah, I think Tampa Bay, but it'll probably be a close one again.
Dave?
What Punk said.
Okay. Angus.
Yeah, Tampa. I agree it'll be close, but Tampa.
Fair enough, another sweep. Yeah. At least they're like a real team again, the Panthers. It's nice to see they actually able to compete. The other 9:05 game is the LA Rams at the New Orleans Saints. So, Angus, who do I go for?
I think I'm going to go Rams, partly because I have Stafford in fantasy. So, but also I just think the Saints, after those first 2 games, have been it's been watching something very odd going on, and I don't trust them to.
Dennis Allen.
Yeah, I don't trust them to win. So I'm going Rams.
I mean, they got Derek Carr back, and they just won the last 2 games before their bye week.
Yeah, but they've got Derek
at
Carr
home.
back, and they'll probably play Taysom Hill at quarterback, won't they?
And
Nothing wrong with that.
Probably
He's a
better
legend.
than playing Derek Carr, but yeah.
For anyone who's wondering, it's 24 degrees on Sunday.
New Orleans, it's indoors, mate.
Oh, is it in New Orleans? Oh, that was wet.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter then, does it?
Makes no difference.
That
Cheers,
was
brother.
LA.
It's inside. Punk.
Yeah, I trust the Rams a lot more than I trust the Saints, even though the results haven't really gone their way the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I can't see a way the Saints win this particularly without a Rams implosion. But yeah, comfortable pick Rams.
Dave.
I agree with nothing Punk's just said. I'm going New Orleans all
Big win.
day, double digit.
Big win?
Ooh,
Yeah, man. Is there any other
Ooh.
kind when New Orleans are
Big win.
involved? Big win.
Big win.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really have to ask, Finn, but are you going for the Rams or the Saints?
Come to my side, Finn. It'll be warm over here.
well, you're thinking they're in LA, so don't quite trust your.
Doesn't
whether
matter,
they-
mate. Doesn't matter.
I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to have to go Rams.
Dirty bastard.
It's an island for Dave, as he's the only one that's picked the Saints in that game. Then we've got the 9:25 game. This should be good. It's the Philadelphia Eagles at the Baltimore Ravens. Finn, what are you doing here?
I think this is going to be a great game.
Mm.
Game of the weekend, probably. But I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Okay.
I just think since their bye, their D has really stepped up and found ways to sort of shut the opposition offense. And I know the Ravens offense is one of the best in the NFL once it gets going. but I think they're going to do enough. And I think Saquon Barkley is just going to have another huge day as well. So Eagles for me.
Excellent. Angus.
I'm going to go Eagles as well, purely because of Saquon Barkley. Yeah, and yeah,
MVP candidate as far as I'm concerned. Much better than someone like Joe Burrow. Dave.
I'm going to make a tactical pick, and I'm going to go with whoever Jim picks.
Well, I'm asking you first, mate. Who are you picking?
Whoever you do. No, you get the advantage all the way through the season of everyone else picking first, and you changing your pick from the Jags.
Very, very small advantage, isn't it?
You change your
Not
pick
really
from the
when
Jags.
you're in charge of the picks.
Exactly. You add on phantom points here and there. So no, I'm picking whoever you do. And that is purely to cover off what you did with the Jags.
Rude.
Which I think is fair. It's the first time I've done it this season.
Fair. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm going to win the pick still at the end of the season. So
go on then, Punk, who are you picking?
There's an element of truth in that.
Yeah, if this turns into Saquon versus Henry and the two defenses, then I think you're right. I think the Eagles come out on top, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we might see, as well as that Eagles defense has been playing, they have still got two rookies on the outside, and I've got a feeling the game plan's going to be blitz them early, try and get ahead, and then protect the lead because that Ravens defense isn't great. So
unless they play too high safety, and then Saquon Barkley just ends with 300 yards.
Well, yeah, that's also a possibility. But I think the Ravens understand that. I think the Ravens will game plan for that. I think the initial test of that was the Chargers last week playing a similar way to the Eagles. So although the quarterback isn't quite as maneuverable as Jalen Hurts is, I just got this sneaky feeling that this could end up in a high-scoring game, and I think the Ravens will just pip it.
Who are we going for, Jim?
Well, I would very much like to pick the Eagles because I don't want the Ravens to win any game ever.
Standard.
Having said that, I also know that the Ravens do very well against NFC teams. Surprisingly well against NFC teams that don't have to face them very often. In fact, only the Steelers and Chiefs really know how to stop the Ravens. You can't have a street fight with them. You can't try and outscore them like the Bengals do.
You do know that the Raiders beat them earlier this season as well, yeah?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, there was some voodoo magic going on there.
Conveniently forgotten about that one.
Yeah. So I'm going to go for the Ravens as much as I don't want to. I'm going to go for the Ravens. So that's a 3-2 split.
You're going to double down on the Ravens? Or is hell going to freeze over?
Yeah. I've picked the Ravens and the Bengals, and I haven't picked against the Steelers, so I'm not going to pick the Ravens double down, am I? The Sunday night game is the 49ers at the Bills. Woo! What a time to face the 49ers. Punk, who are you going for?
I think this is quite clearly Buffalo's game to lose, to be honest. 49ers do not look good. I think they're definitely kind of losing focus on what they are as a team. The fact that Jordan Mason's only run it about 6 times in the last 3 weeks is just criminal. Yeah, I think the Bills win this quite comfortably at home.
-1 with snow, by the way.
Even better.
I feel like Michael Fish.
Yeah, that's contemporary.
Like a fish.
Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a weird one because the 49ers do seem kind of hobbled. And even Brock Purdy, I think, is quite a serious injury, we're thinking. Hasn't actually come out yet, how bad it is. But I don't know, expecting him to play this weekend. And there was people out like Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey didn't just come back. Yeah, it's a bit of a medical center over there. I'm guessing you're feeling quite bullish about this game?
I am. Yeah, I think the snow could have a possibility of making it a closer game, but I don't know who I would be if I didn't pick the Bills. So looking at that injury and looking at how many people we could get back as well, Matt Milano's there's a significant chance he could play, and a few others like Kincaid, Coleman as well. I think is another one.
Yeah,
I think it is our game to lose, even with the snow.
Apparently, the snow's starting at 6 a.m. and is pretty much consistent till about 3 o'clock. So
Jesus, right.
It's all right. And then kick off till 1:30 in the morning. What's going on?
US time, mate, not UK.
Ben, you taking the Bills? I'd assume so.
You don't even need to ask.
And Dave.
After everything I said about the 49ers in the last podcast, it would be pretty foolhardy of me to pick them now. So I'm going Buffalo.
It's a sweep for the Bills on Sunday night. We've got one more game. Oh, the 16th game is the Browns at the Broncos. Jeez Louise. Angus, as our special guest, mate, can you play us out? Who are you going for?
I'd love to see more Jameis magic, but I just think looking at some of the stuff Bo Nix has done, I'm going to go Broncos.
Okay. Punk.
Browns are still out celebrating their win against the Steelers until Thursday. So
That's their Super Bowl.
yeah, absolutely. So I think considering that was James's first game in snow, is his second one in snow, Dave? Resident weatherman over there.
I'll have a look.
Weather in Denver, please, sir.
I mean, it will be cold. Having been to Denver this time of year, it will almost certainly be cold. -1, no snow.
No
No
snow.
wind,
Now
no
that actually works in
We
the
can't win
Broncos'
then.
favour because obviously James has his 100% record in the snow games. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't like doing it, but I'm going with the donkeys.
Ben?
I mean, the Browns were absolutely incredible. Couldn't do anything wrong last week. But I think they're going to do quite a bit wrong this week. So Broncos for me.
Okay. And Dave.
You don't need to ask.
Browns it
Sometimes I
is.
do with you.
No, I'll go Denver. I think it will. If it was in Chicago. If it's in
It's in Chicago,
that-
there'd be some
Oh,
weird
weird.
things
Not
going on.
Illinois again.
Then what's
be
going
odd.
on now?
No, if it was in Cleveland, I'd be a bit more hesitant because it's not a nice place to play. But yeah, at home, I expect us to do them over. And we still haven't had our bye yet. How ridiculous is that?
Well, it's another sweep.
Right.
It's
So
not.
there we go. Those were the picks. We've now got to figure out. Only Dave has put a double down in here.
Yes,
So
I think we
not
should
many,
make
not
it
many
so
games to pick from.
you have to double down during it, and you can't have the benefit of hindsight at the end.
No.
Because you
Just
lot-
don't-
we
just
were
don't go
doing that,
early.
and then you lot all cried about it, so we started doing it at the end.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
me.
I'm going to get in quickly and
Disgusting.
pick one of my favourite double downs, and that's the
Okay.
Chargers.
Double down.
So I'm going to double down the
Chargers?
Chargers over the Falcons.
Okay.
I can't remember what's available now. To be
I'll
See,
take
honest.
this
the
is why you
Rams.
shouldn't leave it till the end.
I'll go with the Rams.
Double
The
down.
Rams. Okay, because
Rams
Dave
against
picked the
Saints.
Okay, so you've got Ravens, Eagles. Is not a. You've got the Seahawks, Jets. You've got the Colts, Patriots. You've got the Steelers, Bengals, and Chargers, Falcons.
I'm going to take the Patriots.
Double down.
Doubling down on the Patriots.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels spicy.
Oh, that's brave.
Ben loves some spice.
Well, that's what double down's all about, right?
It is, yeah.
Absolutely.
Not
Angus,
all
how
about
about
this
you
for
then,
you,
sir?
Jim. Just going for points.
Oh yeah, I know, silly me. Me at the top of the table. What am I
No
doing?
entertainment factor with Jim. That's the
No,
problem.
not at all. No,
True
just a
story.
trophy, please. Who do you want, Angus?
I'm going to go Rams as well.
Okay.
Double down.
Starting to get
Poor
slightly
Saints.
nervous about my pick of the Saints now.
Yeah,
well, you were
right
annoying
now.
to begin with. Awesome. Yep, no one on the buy, so there we go. Thank you very much, Angus, for coming and doing the picks with us, mate. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. And best luck to the Bills for the rest of the season. Not
Thanks
many
very much.
tough games for you, really, if we're looking at the rest of your schedule. Got the Lions. Lions
AFC
away.
Championship game against Denver is going to be really tough for them.
Yeah.
Oh, is it going to be
yeah.
in Denver as well? Because somehow, yeah.
Dave, if you ever get in the playoffs, you'll chum in the water, mate. But yeah,
Hey, it's just nice to be there, son.
sometimes it's not. Not if you're completely embarrassed. But
Dave was saying you play Angus. What do you play? Flag,
Oh.
full contact? What?
Flag, actually. I'm wearing my team. I play for the West Yorkshire Warthogs. We're a sort of new team in West Yorkshire, in Halifax.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we had a good season last year, so hoping to continue again.
So they can find you on socials and stuff, I'm assuming?
Instagram, and it's my job to start Facebook, but I haven't done it yet. So not yet. Just Instagram, and we've got a few clips on YouTube as well.
So, what position do you play,
Receiver.
and who do you liken yourself to? Don't be
Um,
modest. Be
I got
outrageous.
someone did compare me to Megatron actually, which is why I went for number 81.
I said be outrageous, not
Yeah.
insane.
I was going to say
Well, no.
Megatron just by looking at you there, Angus.
Yeah, no. Someone did compare me to Megatron, but I'd say more of Michael Thomas kind of one where I'm a bit bigger and kind of primarily kind of a bigger target.
A duff ankle.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Fingers crossed. Well, thanks so much, Angus. We'll be sure to put some links in the pod for that one, then, mate. Let us know.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, take care.
Cool. Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy.
Bye.
So there we go. Those are the picks for week 13. We'll be back obviously next week to dissect what the hell's just happened there. There were a lot of sweeps that probably won't come in. But yeah, should be a good week regardless. If you've got this far in the pod, then make sure you're subscribing on Patreon. You can sign up for free if you want to. You'll get some of our stuff there, and also get notified of all our drops. And you can check us out on Blue Sky and on other social media platforms, and they're up on the screen now.
There is
So,
one
anything
other thing.
else?
Is one thing. Ashton Genty update of the week: 169 yards and 1 touchdown. Just saying.
Yeah. Running past car salesman. Yeah, okay.
Just one touchdown. That feels like he
One
was
touchdown.
offering.
I mean, he did run for 169 yards though, so it's still
Saquon
good.
Barkley did more.
It's 2 plays.
Odds are out for the Heisman Trophy. It's between him and Travis Hunter, obviously. Hunter's still the favourite. I don't know who the third nominee is going to be. Whoever the third nominee is going to be, just needs to be happy to be there, to be honest, because it's between them two.
Johnny Manziel won a Heisman.
He did indeed, but he was brilliant that year for Texas.
Yeah.
So he was very, very good. But
Transferred through to the pros pretty well as well.
In Canada,
So did Bryce Love. No, I think the main thing that's going to decide whether or not he's drafted in the first round, Ashton Genty, is how he does in the playoffs. Because Boise State, I think, are now ranked 12, which means they should be in and around the playoffs. So if he can do well against an SEC team or someone like that, then he'll go early. Then you'll be wearing the worst Denver Broncos hat I can possibly find. You're going to get. I'm just going to make you get a tattoo.
Just be worst hat. Just say worst hat. Don't say put.
You're just going to get a tattoo of Cortland Sutton on your ass. I love it.
Oh, you're one decent player. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so anyway, until next week, I've been Jim. That's been Finn. That's been Never Dave. That's been Punk Radio. Thank you very much for listening.